All right, everybody, we were able to resolve a technical difficulty and we are going to go ahead and get started. I'm Carl DeMaio, Chairman of Reform California, and originally we were going to have our regular update on the California Voter ID Initiative campaign, which we do every Wednesday, the first of the month. Starting in the next month, we are going to do it every week because October 1st will be the official launch of the wet signature phase to qualify the California Voter ID Initiative. We have to get 1 million signatures. But because Gavin Newsom has decided to corruptly try to deprive Californians of fair elections with a redistricting scheme, and he's calling a special election, we now are going to dedicate a portion of today's discussion to that threat to democracy and what we're doing to stop it. And actually, the California Voter ID Initiative campaign just so happens to allow us to have a mechanism to fight in the November 4th redistricting special election. And I'll talk to you about how the Voter ID Initiative campaign that we've been planning for the last several months actually will be utilized in part to defeat Gavin Newsom on November 4th. Before we jump right in, if you have any questions, please just raise your hand, and Dave on my team will call on you at the very end. I'll call on you, and he'll facilitate your question at the end of our presentation. Also, you can type in questions into the chat box. What I will do is I'll go through those questions rapid fire at the end of this presentation as well. So as issues come up, if you don't want to forget about it, type your question into the chat box and I will endeavor to answer those at the end. And of course, if you need to get a hold of us, info@reformcalifornia.org is the email address that you can email after the presentation is over. So let's jump right into our briefing today. Gavin Newsom has announced that he is calling a special election November 4th. This is a plot that they started cooking up several months ago when Texas started redrafting their map. Now, let me just put on the table at the very front, I don't think politicians should be drawing maps for their own election districts. I think it always should be done by a citizens commission. And my hope is that we get every state in the union to adopt an independent citizens commission that will draw maps based on a nonpartisan set of criteria. California voters put that good practice into effect in 2010 over the strenuous objection of California politicians. So let's make sure people understand the liberal media in California doesn't want to cover this story properly. But the truth is that the politicians have never wanted citizen independent redistricting commissions on a nonpartisan basis. They've always wanted to manipulate their own lines to deprive us of fair elections. The politicians are protected, the voters don't get a maximum say. So they're using this latest controversy with Texas as the ruse, the window dressing, the pretext for doing what they've always wanted to do, and that is to strip the citizens' independent redistricting process out of the Constitution and put the power back in the hands of politicians. Not to get into the intricacies of why Texas is doing what they're doing, which I don't think that it should be done by the governor or the legislature. But the reason why Texas has to redraw their map is they were ordered by the courts to do so. Their existing map is not compliant with constitutional case law. And so that is why it necessitates a mid-cycle redraw. If they were doing it the right way, the way I wish they would do it, Texas would just simply set up an independent commission, have the commission do the work, and that's that. But I'm not going to govern Texas. That's up for their voters to decide on. What we need to do is make sure that we do our part in California to guard against corruption, guard against unfair elections, guard against the politicians manipulating lines. And that is why this is a bipartisan fight. And it is a winnable fight. Let me repeat that. You all Republicans are used to getting defeat after defeat after defeat. This is a winnable fight. It is not a fight that we chose. It is not a fight that we picked. We don't want to spend $250 million of taxpayer money on a special election, but Gavin Newsom has sought that. He brought the fight, and we will go ahead and engage in the fight. And I believe we will kick his ass. And we must defeat him for democracy's sake. So there is going to be a special election November 4th. Understand that that means that all California voters, 22 million California voters, will be getting a ballot in the mail the first week of October, as soon as October 1st. That's about the time that we're going to hit the streets collecting signatures for voter ID. Imagine that. I don't think Newsom understands what we have been building at Reform California with your help, the voter ID initiative campaign. But we're going to weaponize our entire army against the special election to defeat Newsom. And as we're doing it, we're going to be collecting our signatures. I'm getting to that in a moment. So his goals, Newsom has been very open, blunt about he wants to eliminate the nonpartisan citizens redistricting process, allow politicians to draw new maps that would go into effect this coming election, 2026. And his goal is to eliminate 6 to 8 Republican House seats and flip the majority. He's not been shy about it. He's not been nuanced about it. He has said, I want to manipulate the lines to get rid of Republicans, to defeat Republicans. In other words, I want to rig elections. Let's translate that into English. He wants to rig elections. He wants to manipulate the outcome of elections so that one party benefits over another. And again, that should be seen as illegitimate by every Californian, no matter what your party registration. Here is the difference between the current map on the left with 9 Republican seats. I'm not excited about the existing map, but guess what? Citizens, through the process that is stipulated in the Constitution, drew up the maps. And so I will respect that. 9 Republicans. Well, Newsom's latest map that's being bantied about produces 3 Republicans. I've seen a map that produces 2 Republicans. I even saw a map that they thought they could get rid of all the Republicans. I thought that map was a little crazy. But this is what we're looking at. Take a look at the top part of the state. That's Doug LaMalfa's. If you take a look at the left, there's a red district up there, District 2. Well, what they want to do is take Redding, California, which is pretty rural in the northern part of the state, and put them in the same district as San Francisco Bay Area. Yeah, nothing in common. I saw another map where Yorba Linda in Orange County will be in the same district as Palm Desert and in the same district as Santee, San Diego. Again, it has nothing to do with communities of interest or logical geographic lines. It has everything to do with partisanship and rigging an election. So this is what they want to do. Manipulate the lines. And the impact is the House majority is lost for the Republicans. And look at the ballot title that they've come up with. Talk about misleading and false. Adopts temporary maps if Texas or other states redistrict mid-decade. Declares state policy supporting nonpartisan redistricting commissions nationwide. So in other words, they're about to eliminate the redistricting commission, but they're saying, no, if you vote for this, it's supporting redistricting commissions. These people are liars, okay? And that's a kind word to use. They're liars. Then it starts out with the first bullet. Retains California Redistricting Commission. No, it doesn't. It nullifies it. Declares that our policy is to support use of fair, nonpartisan redistricting commissions nationwide. But you're voting for unfair and partisan map for the state of California. Adopts new congressional districts passed by the legislature for use in congressional elections through 2030. That's what they want, all right? The second bullet is really what they want. But it's basically the hot dog bun around a turd. The hot dog bun is everything about nonpartisanship and citizen redistricting. The turd in the middle of the hot dog bun, right there, adopts new map passed by legislature. Even with this misleading title, here's the good news, okay? As appalling as this entire scheme and scam is that Newsom has concocted, voters aren't buying it. Oh, sure, they have 52% to start out with. 52%, yes. But the rule of thumb is on a ballot measure. If you don't have more than 60%, you're in trouble. If you're hovering around 50%, you're in real trouble. The definite vote is only 34%. They're at 52%. 41% are already like hells to the no. 7% undecided. We can drag those numbers down as we educate voters. And the big thing that, and again, I've seen this before. The big flaw here, and there are so many, is that it is easy to show the voters that they're being lied to by the politicians. As we talk to voters about what's really going on here and expose the lie, even Democrat voters get upset that they're being lied to and they vote no. The more confusion there is about a topic, the more there's likely to be a no vote. So these numbers starting out are not good numbers for Newsom. This is a winnable fight, my friends. And then we all have to be involved in this fight. Now, as we fight this, we ought to get those signatures, and vice versa. As we get the signatures, we fight the special election. As we fight the special election, yes, we get the signatures. Because we really are, this is about stopping something bad from happening on one hand, the special election, while doing something good for fair elections on the other hand, the voter ID. Just worked out that way. So our campaign to fight this gerrymander, we're going to turn out every Republican voter we possibly can. First, we're going to get their signature on voter ID. Then we're going to harvest their ballot. Second, we're going to target independents with the correct ballot title so they know what they're voting on. And they're going to be ticked off that they're being lied to. Yes, we're going to sue the hell out of Newsom every step of the way. Oh, did I mention that we're also going to penalize the politicians that vote for this thing? Stay tuned. I got a little surprise from my colleagues in the state legislature next week. Let's talk about voter ID. The coalition to fight for election integrity includes a broad-based coalition. This is not just being done by Reform California. We are pleased to have various other groups like Californians for Voter ID, run by Julie Luckey, Lincoln Club of Orange County, Congressman Ken Calvert, State Senator Tony Strickland, and many other elected officials and candidates up and down the state who are taking on roles as campaign co-chairs for their area. Team effort. The initiative is needed to fix the very serious fraud issues we see with elections in California. Basically, we have the following problems with elections. Number one, the voter list is outdated. We have millions of people who've moved out of the state, who are dead, who are ineligible, who are not citizens, and they're still on the voter rolls. We have to clean up our voter rolls. Second, they've allowed people to harvest ballots based on an outdated voter roll. So a lot of orphan ballots exist. About 2 to 3 million orphan ballots are sent out in each election because of the outdated voter rolls. That gives opportunity for fraud. Harvesting then goes out and gets those ballots and returns them. And then, of course, the final problem is there's no verification of identity. There is no signature review process that's done adequately in the state of California. Some counties do an okay job, but okay is not enough. Other counties just wantonly are not reviewing the signatures. So we need to get 1 million signatures to put it on the ballot, because if we do, the polling shows it passes overwhelmingly. 68% of California voters say they want voter ID. 79% of California voters say they want citizenship verification and proper maintenance of voter rolls. So we are hovering between 70 and 79% support for this thing. And again, if we get it on the ballot, it passes. We also know that if we get it on the ballot, Republican voters in 2026 will show up with more enthusiasm. So it'll increase our opportunity to win seats in 26. Our biggest challenge is we need 874,641 valid signatures. I'm banking it at 1 million signatures, but for extra comfort, we want to get more. So maybe as many as 1 to 1.25 million raw signatures are needed by April of 2026. And we have a limited budget. So we need to recruit 10,000 volunteers statewide, including team leaders, area leaders, and regional leaders. I need you to not only sign up as a volunteer to collect signatures, I need you to play some sort of leadership role in your area. I need you to organize other volunteers. I need you to help us with events. I need you to be a distribution center so that people can come and pick up petitions and drop off petitions that have lots of signatures on them. This is not a passive sport. It's got to be an active sport. And the special election that we're fighting only underscores the importance of getting people active as soon as possible. So what we require in the initiative, it's a state constitutional amendment. Number one, citizenship verification. Anyone registering to vote, we will require verification of the citizenship status through a number of government databases. And we do an audit of the voter rolls in each county every other year. For identity verification, it is the voter ID. If you do mail-in ballots, it's the last 4 digits of a government document of your choice. So you get to choose what ID you're most comfortable with. It could be a passport, it could be a driver's license, it could be a voter card, it could be your social security number. But you get to select what you want to use, and then those last 4 digits would be the PIN, if you will, for returning your ballot. And there will be an independent audit of all election practices each election and presented to the public so that they know how well of a job or how bad of a job each county is doing. Let's talk about what we have to do. Number one, I need you to sign up to volunteer if you're not already signed up. But more importantly, I need you to get 5 of your friends ASAP to sign up to volunteer. This is so crucial because we do not yet have the 10,000 volunteers. I need 10,000 by October 1st. Right now we're at 8,400. It's climbing each day, which is great. But I need you to call, text, email 5 of your friends today and tomorrow. Do not wait till next week. You'll forget about it. Do it today and tomorrow. 5 friends and say, have you signed up to volunteer as a signature collector? Wait, you're not signed up? Get on that website, voteridvolunteer.org. voteridvolunteer.org. That is the website to go to. Second, I would like you to consider not just getting volunteers and being a volunteer, but I would like you to consider that we have a role for you to be a leader. You can be a team leader to work with 3 to 5 friends to just motivate them each week. An area leader to basically oversee multiple teams in your area, or a regional leader. Each of these team, area, and regional leaders will help us with things like distribution centers, finding an office that can pick up, where people can pick up signatures, petitions, or drop them off, as well as help us with our events. I'm going to talk about the events in just a moment, but we do need more volunteers, and we're running out of time. Second, between now and October 1st, we want to get to 250,000 people statewide signed up on our voteridpetition.org website. Now, why are we having people sign up online? Well, online signatures don't get submitted to the state. They don't count. You have to get a wet signature. That doesn't start until October 1st because we filed the initiative. The state gets their period of time to analyze our initiative, give us title and summary, and then on or around the 20th of September, we will hear from the Secretary of State what our petition format should look like. Then we have to print them at the printer. So October 1st is the date I'm giving everybody that you're going to get your petitions on October 1st, start collecting signatures then. But we are going online right now and asking people, if we sent you a petition, would you sign it? Will you commit to raising your hand and asking for the petition so that on October 1st, we can mail it to you? So anyone signed up on this website is basically pre-identifying to us that they want to sign the petition. And that's important because a lot of time is spent in a signature drive trying to find people who are willing to sign a petition. We already have 186,358 people already saying, yeah, I'm going to sign the darn thing. Send it to me. So when you send someone to that website to sign up, what it says is, by adding your name, you will be put on the mailing list and we will mail you, I'm paying for the postage, we will mail you the petition. You'll be the first to get the petition. This is our way of pre-identifying 250,000 signatures, which is going to be a huge shot in the arm to get us off to a great start in this initiative. We also know that some of the signatures that come back are not done properly. So that's why we ask people to sign up so that we can contact them after the fact saying, hey, you filled out everything, but you forgot to sign the actual petition. Or you didn't put in your street address. You just put in your zip code in your city. You need to put in your street address. Or we couldn't find you in the database. You're not registered to vote anymore. That does happen. So having people sign up on that website between now and the second or third week of September, pretty key for us. So please get as many people right now to sign up on that website, voteridpetition.org. Third, we need to cover the hard costs. Our goal that has been set for matching funds is $3 million. We have a $17 million matching fund budget that Californians for Voter ID has announced that they will help raise and commit to. But they've told us that we have to hit our milestones, including the 10,000 volunteers, the 250,000 people signed up at that previous website, and we have to raise $3 million. We have to cover all of our costs to print, mail, hold events, manage volunteers, all of that, validate signatures, all of that is hard costs, including the legal costs, the polling, all of that, $3 million. Current raised, $1.5 million. So we're halfway there, but we still need to continue to raise money. So if you can, please chip in even $5 or get your friends to at voteridinitiative.org. So, as I mentioned previously, September 19th is when we're going to get a title and summary. And I say September 20th because you know damn well they're going to wait till 5 o'clock p.m. on September 19th to cut out a day. That then gives us 4 to 5 days to lay out the petition and print enough. And then our booklets are going to be distributed to you, a volunteer, on the 30th, starting on the 30th. You're going to get the booklet in the mail. We're going to have distribution centers, which is why I need help with distribution centers, identifying them, homes or offices where we will basically have a staff member drive a box of petitions to each of those distribution locations to drop them off. We're also going to be distributing petitions at the events that we're going to be holding, and I'll give you some more information on that soon. But the idea is that on October 1st, everyone who wants a petition booklet will have a petition booklet in their hand or know where they can go to get one. We are doing mailings. So every volunteer, 10,000 petition toolkits are going to be mailed out September 30th. On October 1st, we're going to start dropping in the mail 1 million letters with petitions inside. And then October 10th onward, we're doing texts and emails to get people to show up. Right now, we are doing the mailers. I want to thank all the volunteers in San Diego County, Orange County, Riverside, who are going into the following offices: Escondido and Mission Valley, the Tustin, Orange County Republican Party headquarters. Mission Valley is the San Diego Republican Party headquarters. Palm Desert, wonderful operation run by Joy Meideke out there in Palm Desert, the Freedom Patriots. They have been doing tens of thousands of envelopes. And starting on September 8th, Riverside Republican Party, thank you so much. They're opening up their campaign headquarters, and it will be a mailing center as well. So a total of 5 mailing centers in Southern California. I'm sorry for you, those of you who live in Northern California. We just didn't have the bandwidth to set up shops up there. And also, a lot of this is being done sequentially, so we have to keep all the mail within a driving distance. And so don't worry, there's enough work for you to do. Believe me, you're not going to be left out. But right now, I want to thank hundreds of volunteers who are doing 1 million handwritten number 10 envelopes with the petitions ready to be inserted inside of them. Where I need the most help right now is distribution locations. We are way, way behind on identifying homes or offices, preferably an office, but we'll take a home, that's willing to receive a box of petitions, and then people can come pick up those petitions as needed and drop off completed petitions. And then you would mail those via FedEx with our FedEx numbers. We'll pay for the shipping to our campaign validation center. But we need distribution locations all around the state of California. If you are interested in hosting a pickup location at your home or office, please contact us by hitting reply to the emails you get from me and just saying, I will be a distribution location. Can you do that right now? Can you write it down on your task list? Email Reform California that you will be a distribution location. I need to quadruple the number of distribution locations at least in the next 7 days. We will not put your home address on the internet. We will just say that a residential location in Santa Clarita is a pickup location by appointment only. So basically, we will have them contact you, and then at your convenience, you will schedule time for them to come and pick up or drop off petitions. For offices, it's easier if they have regular office hours. That would be wonderful. But we want to make sure that if someone shows up at that office, that they actually can pick up or drop off petitions. So distribution locations right now is a major challenge for us, and any ideas that you all have, please let us know. Oh, this is going to be the fun part. We're going on a statewide bus tour. Yep, starting on October 12th, we are going to start kicking off signature rallies where, well, actually on October 10th, we're going to do a bunch of radio signature rallies where radio hosts up and down the state of California will do live broadcasts where people can come and pick up petitions and drop them off and sign the petition. But really what we're going to do is every 4 weeks, we're going to have a signature rally all throughout the state of California. And I want you to go to the website joincarl.org or voteridevents.org. And that brings you to all of our events. All these are the voter ID Zoom webinars that we're going to host every week, because every week we're going to talk about, with volunteers, what we're doing. September 17th, September 24th, it's coming. October 1st, it's coming. October 8th. Every Wednesday at noon, all volunteers statewide will be able to log into this Zoom, and I will give you an update on the signature count and everything that's happening. But look what's happening Sunday, October 12th. We're kicking off in Palm Desert, then Yorba Linda, then Huntington Beach, then Lakeside, then another online Zoom. Then we do Oceanside, Murrieta, San Bernardino, Santa Clarita. Then we go all the way up Central Valley, Bakersfield, Fresno, Monterey, Atascadero. There's extra pages here of events. So what I want you to do is at the end of this webinar, please check out all the events. And by the way, these are just the October events. We're going to add November and December and just, momentarily, the next couple weeks. But sign up for the first events that we're having in October in your area. Sign up to attend, and also email us and say, hey, if you need help with the volunteer, setting up the event, organizing the event, I'm your person. So please volunteer to help us execute the event and sign yourself up, and get other friends to sign up for this event, because these are going to be really fun opportunities to get people engaged and fired up. In the moment, I'm going to come back to that special election on November 4th, because all this stuff that we're doing, oh yeah, that's right, Gavin Newsom, we're coming for you. All the stuff that we've been building, we didn't know that it was going to be buy one, get one free. We didn't know that we were going to get two double whammies here. But he brought this fight on himself. We're going to use all this stuff that we're doing to also fight the special election. But sign up for those events and get other people to sign up as well. Now, of course, I've lost my place here, so I've got to go back to our slide deck. There we go. Now, after people show up in October, what are we going to do at these events? People can drop off signatures, pick up petition booklets. They're going to meet our elected officials and our candidates who are part of this effort. We're going to give them updates. We're going to give out prizes to the best signature gatherers, the top signature gatherers. We're going to do raffles for anyone who collects 25 signatures is going to be put into the raffle, and we're going to really fire up the base. But then what we're going to say is, hey, the fun's not over. No. In the next 4 weeks, go out and collect more signatures and come back to this room. So every 4 weeks, we're going to have the same event location for the rally. So in San Jose or in Roseville or in Fresno, we're going to come back to the same exact location for turn-ins every 4 weeks, so that people know that they have 4 weeks in between these rallies to go out and collect as many signatures as possible. More signatures you collect, the more times you're entered into the opportunity drawings. And we're going to have 4 rounds of turn-ins. I hope we don't have to have round 4. I want to get done by Christmas. Wouldn't that be a nice stocking stuffer for Gavin Newsom? 1 million signatures. Hey, pick a finger, buddy. 1 million signatures by Christmas. Wouldn't that be wonderful? I think we can get it done by round 3. I really do. But we also are ready to do a round 4 when we get back from the holidays. These events are key. Please sign up and help us out. As I mentioned, weekly Zoom meetings. We also have help desk And we'll have possible meetups regionally. We really are going to lean on our county Republican parties to organize a lot of this stuff regionally. Regional leaders will have emails that they can send out. They can do their own Zoom meetings with, Fresno voter ID volunteers. It's really going to be grassroots. But anytime you have any question throughout the process, we have a help desk that you can contact. It's 888-505-1776. What a number. 888-505-1776 is going to be the phone hotline, and helpdesk at reformcalifornia.org is the email helpline, and it'll allow volunteers to get any help that they need. As I mentioned, all those events, they're all on the website. If you see that there's not an event close enough to you, email us and we can help you organize the event. We may add it to the schedule that we have, but at the very least, we can work with you holding the event. It may not be part of the bus tour, but we can help organize events in your area. We will also have a team validating signatures out of our headquarters in San Diego and Fresno. And we will need volunteers to validate signatures, but stay tuned on that. We want you to focus right now on recruiting people to volunteer to collect signatures and getting people on that website, voteridpetition.org, getting the event set up, as well as getting the distribution locations. We'll let you know about the validation work soon when we have enough signatures. So the websites, again, I just went through all of them. Voteridvolunteer.org is to sign up to volunteer. Voteridpetition.org is to get people to sign up to get the mailing of the petition on October 1st. Town halls and signature rallies are at voteridevents.org, and contribute voteridinitiative.com. Okay, how are we going to use all of this to defeat Gavin Newsom? Well, isn't it obvious? We've got 10,000 volunteers, and they're going to be talking to voters. So what we are going to be doing is we're distributing to all of our volunteers in their volunteer kits, not just petitions, but door hangers and flyers and palm cards urging a no vote on Gavin Newsom's special election. So we will be using all of that postage to get better benefit by adding materials related to the special election. At all of our rallies, we're going to make it a rally not just about voter ID, but about how we're going to defeat Gavin Newsom's corrupt redistricting plan. And I'm hoping that when you go out and you talk to all your friends and get signatures, when we're in front of stores with signature clipboards, we're going to have signage that doesn't just say sign here for voter ID. We're going to have another one that says vote no on Proposition 1, or whatever the hell they're going to title it. I don't know what number they're giving it. Vote no, so that people in front of stores can hear about the special election and why they need to get that ballot back into their registrar of voters and vote no on Gavin Newsom. We can do this. We did not pick this special election fight. He brought this on himself. We will deploy and we will be, I believe, successful. This is so crucial that we do both voter ID and defeat the redistricting corrupt gerrymander that Newsom has proposed in the November election. With that, let's switch to questions. Dave, go ahead and start working on people who've raised their hand. I'm going to look at the chat box real quick and see what we got cooking in terms of, oh my goodness, look at that. Lots of questions here. Q&A. Anonymous says, I'm out of state till early November. Is November too late to start collecting signatures? No, start collecting signatures November 1st when you get back. It's all good. Your petition kit will be waiting for you. Just let our team know that you're still planning to do it. How does Newsom get away with so much BS? Oh, goodness. Ask his Aunt Nancy Pelosi, who's always been able to anoint him for everything. Can someone donate using personal check? Yes. You can simply just send it to Reform California, P.O. Box 27227, San Diego 92198. Let's see here. Comments. Susan Aquino says, how is Newsom saying he's keeping the commission? He's a liar. That's how he's saying he's keeping a commission. He's good at one thing. He's a very convincing liar. He's getting rid of the commission for these congressional districts. And I'll tell you right now, once they do it for one cycle or two cycles, the entire commission will be destroyed. They want it gone, and this is just the camel's nose under the tent. Are there any specific businesses, Christina Rogers asks, any specific businesses or places to set up tables to collect signatures for voter ID? Hey, go to any busy place and set up a folding table. What you'll get from us at our distribution location is not just the petition and clipboards and pens, but you'll get a sign that says voter ID sign here. It's a big sign. It's like 4 feet by 4 feet, and it will help people see what you're doing, and they'll come over to you. So go anywhere where there's a crowd. Go to churches. Go to shopping centers. If someone asks you to leave and they're the property owner, don't fight with them. Just leave. Most people will not ask you to leave, but if they do, and they are the property owner, then please don't be mean. Can we get a recording of the presentation? Yes, we will post the presentation to my social media accounts later today. Dave, do you have someone asking questions? We have a couple people that have raised their hands, Dave. While he continues working on that, I will go to the next question in the chat box. Can someone speak?
I'll speak. My name is Sharon Field. I'm in Salinas, California. I would like to know if we can get a list of Democrats that might be swayed to not vote for Newsom's redistricting. I have a group of people that will happily call all of them.
So we can get that to you if that's the strategy we pursue. Right now, what I want this team to do is turn out every single Republican vote. This is a special election, which means turnout's going to be lower than usual. And we can win this just by turning out all of our Republicans. So right now, I want you to focus on people who already agree with us. I want you to just turn them out. Most of them are lazy Republicans. They don't know that there's a special election. They don't think their vote counts. Turn them out. And then I'll give you a list of independent voters that you then can utilize to turn them out. But as it relates to Democrats, I think we're going to rely on other groups to reach some of those Democrats. What is remarkable is the Common Cause and League of Women Voters are opposed to Newsom's scheme here. I guess a broken clock is right twice a day. We're happy to have them stand on principle on this. So other groups might be more effective going after the Democrats. I need you to go after Republicans. As you're getting voter ID signatures, go turn out the vote. Let's go to Frank Solomon. Frank, go ahead.
Hi, two questions very briefly. First, as a state level issue, this redistricting proposition has national relevance. And because of that, I'm wondering, has RC approached the president to say a few words of opposition? I believe that might help our opposition because we're still at least 40%, probably more, of California Republicans, what I mean there. And second, will RC have a direct phone call operation for these efforts? This tool helped kill the Newsom bond proposal a few years ago. I helped out with that personally, so it does work. And I know that both of those things are asking a lot, but still they do have punch, weight, and mass.
So on the first part, I'm going to, again, leave that to where we think we are going to need to channel our messaging, which endorsements help, which hurt. Even Arnold Schwarzenegger, he promised he'd be back. Well, apparently he's back. He's going to be campaigning against Newsom. I don't particularly like what he did as governor. Wasn't particularly a good Republican, but hey, our coalition is broad-based. If they're here, we welcome them. On the second part, yes, we will be making phone calls, doing text messages, but a lot of this is going to be done as we collect the signatures, because that's where you're going to talk to people. Most people don't answer their phone, okay? But you catch them in front of the store and they sign a petition for voter ID, you're also going to be able to convince them. The people who want voter ID want fair elections. Do you understand that you're talking to, if a Democrat comes up to you and says, you know, I don't vote Republican, but I'm in favor of voter ID. That's the Democrat you get to talk to say, oh, and by the way, do you know that they're trying to manipulate the lines of elections? You should vote no against Newsom's redistricting plan. I'm telling you, Newsom's not aware of what we've been doing. He thinks that the Republican Party doesn't do anything in California. Well, he'd be right about that. But he doesn't know that all of this other stuff has been percolating for the last 12 months, that we've been planning this whole signature drive. And now, like a steel trap, it's going to be deployed. We didn't expect this. This isn't something that we wanted to do, but it absolutely comes at the right time for us to do both the special election and signature collection.
Thank you.
Melissa, go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, yes, it's Melissa Prigliano. I'm phoning in from Yorba Linda. So I've signed up for a leadership role on the using the volunteer.org link, and I haven't really received any confirmation that my sign up, if you will, was received or processed. Is there any kind of notification that I will receive? And I will also volunteer to use my house as a distribution center as well. And I'm just double checking that volunteer.org link will allow me to, indicate that I'll use my house as a distribution center as well.
All you have to do is hit reply to the email. Say, you're on my email list, obviously.
Yep.
I will be a distribution center.
Okay.
That's number one. Number
Okay.
two, please confirm that I am a volunteer lead. And
Okay, cool.
What they're doing right now is the staff, we have 4 regions in the state of California, each with its own campaign manager. The campaign managers are talking to each of the volunteers one by one to reconfirm their participation. But
Okay.
if you signed up, you're on the list, you're going to get a kit. Next thing to do is sign up for the Yorba Linda events.
Awesome.
We're coming to your area, so sign up there and continue to get people to sign up on the online website and get other people to sign up as volunteers. So don't wait to hear from us. Take these assignments and just keep churning every day and build it up. All of this is being added to this massive list of people in each of these buckets that then we're going to activate as we get closer to October 1st.
Excellent. Thank you.
Anna says, is much happening in LA County? Yeah, go take a look at all those events. I don't think we've had as many Republican events in LA County in the last 40 years than what we're going to have during the month of October, November, and December. And we are pleased by our partnership with Roxanne Hogue up there, who's the new party chair. So
it was flashing saying somebody was recording, so I didn't know if they were calling.
Yeah, so connect Anna with her. James Pendleton, go ahead and ask your question.
You have a question?
I'm not James, but he's sitting right here. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, whoever wants to use the account to ask a question, go ahead.
Wonderful, thank you. We are willing to be a distribution point for Tehachapi, California.
Wonderful, we need one up there.
Wonderful, so if you can let us know how to do it or what to do, we'll be happy to do it.
All right, class, what do we tell her? Hit reply to Carl's email and say, I will be a distribution center. And then you can get a response.
Sadly, I'm the outside of this. He
Everyone
tells
says,
me about it, but I don't.
Carl, I get your emails. I'm like, well, if you ever need something, just reply. And then they're shocked when they actually get a response. So yes, reply to the email. There's a whole method to it.
Well, I'll have James reply then. He's the one who receives. Thank you.
Yes, please.
And
Thank
she's
you.
from LA County.
Okay.
So
Good.
she's definitely pursuing, letting everybody know down there about what's going on.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Next one, Dave Trick, go ahead.
Yeah.
Thanks, James. And you can mute yourself. Thank you. Other folks, for some reason our system is not doing very well with various people. Oh my goodness, there's a bunch of people. Diana, go ahead. Diana Launderville.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead. You all have been hiding on me. I didn't know that there were so many people with questions. Go ahead, Diana.
You said to put in the last 4 digits of your driver's license, but there are a lot of illegals that have driver's license. So how can we validate that they are legitimate voters?
Yes, that's why the first part of the initiative says that we have to purge the voter rolls of anyone who's not a citizen. So we have to have the first step, which is not voter ID. The first step is citizenship verification and accurate voter rolls. That's why our initiative has 2 provisions, not just 1.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. Thank you for
And
asking.
I'm in Northern California, so I want to participate, and do what I can.
Well, do what you can. Can you be a distribution center?
Yes, I want to be a distribution center.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do today? What are you going to do to become a distribution center?
I'm going to go to the voter ID volunteer and look and find where I could.
Well, no,
Where-
you're gonna hit reply to one of my emails saying I will be a distribution center.
Okay. Or hit reply.
That's the first one. Hit reply, and then second, what are you gonna do? You're gonna sign up for the event nearest you on that website. So again,
Yes.
all of what we're doing is building these buckets of people who said, "Yeah, I'm willing to help," and now we're asking them specifically to do things. And
Okay.
the first thing is those distribution centers.
Okay.
Okay, Marty Dawson, you're up next. Go ahead.
Hi, Carl and my husband Howard. Can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear.
We're in Fallbrook. So we've been waiting to hear more and get more information and stuff. We've been doing some things already. Oh, we've done 4 or 5 boxes of the envelopes
Thank you.
until we can't see straight, but we got it done. We're just nervous about asking people for signatures. So is there a best way or a script of some sort that make it friendly, safe, and effective? Because you just never always know who you're talking to. And we live in a little mobile home park, and it's, I don't know, 50-50. I caught, heck, my Trump
Don't
flag
you
is still on
worry.
the house.
Yeah, when you have an initiative like this that has 70 to 80% support, all you
Yeah.
have to do is say, I'm collecting signatures on a petition to require voter ID in California elections. Would you be willing to sign?
Okay.
If they say no, that's okay. It's probably 1 out of 7 people are going to say no. The rest of
Yeah.
the people are going to smile ear to ear and thank you for what you're doing.
Hell yeah. And then
Okay.
the other thing is that if you even start to mention the whole thing about illegals don't have constitutional rights, which I believe has always been the case, but they don't believe that. Churches of, like ours, we're Catholic, we go to church, and they're just so anti any of this and make us feel like crap because we just want to support legal things. We may burn in hell, but it's very upsetting. I feel for people, we all do, but they know what they're doing. And
Yep. Well, we
I
got
don't
to
know.
get on to the next one. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye.
Let's go to
Thanks.
Stephanie Elwood. Stephanie, go ahead and ask your question.
Yes, during the Gascon recall in our area, a lot of volunteers would be at grocery stores and the manager would try to get them to leave. And somebody told me that there's a law that says that you can be in front of a grocery store and petition people. Is that true? And if so, where can I find this law?
There is a constitutional case from the 1980s called the Pruneyard's decision that does give constitutional rights under the First Amendment for petitioning. However, not all store locations fit under that case law. So I always say, we as conservatives, we respect private property. If someone says, we don't want you here, I always say, okay, we'll go somewhere else. It's always the best approach. That's my advice. I'm not saying that you have to do that, but I would always recommend that be the guide that you take.
Got it. Thank you.
Gina,
Marcaccio. Thanks.
Marcaccio. There you
Carl,
are.
thanks so much for all you do. You're coming to Godspeak, I believe, November 1st. I will help out. I'm Ventura County. I've been active with EIPCA. Can you please clarify how voter ID is going to work. So you're going to ask everyone for their proof of citizenship when they go to vote. You know, we've got Michelle Asuncion, who we can't clear up our voter rolls here because I guess she has to go to the state.
No. We fixed that. Our initiative fixes that. She doesn't have to ask permission of the Secretary of State anymore. Secretary of State's a Democrat hack. I
Yep.
call her Pigeon Lady. She's
Yep.
dumb as dirt, and she's also corrupt. And
Okay.
she's not about fair elections. And so our initiative says Secretary of State has the obligation, but also each county registrar has the duty, the obligation. By the way, we also give private right of action for any citizen to sue the county or the state for noncompliance. By the way, we also compel cooperation by all state and local government officials in the providing of data and information from government databases for the verification of citizenship, the verification of eligibility. Oh, and by the way, we've got wonderful friends in the DOJ and the Trump administration who are also attacking this issue in the courts.
Yeah.
Look, this is going to happen. We need to, though, make it a constitutional amendment so that both the state has an obligation as well as the federal obligation coming together. But
Okay.
trust in the system. Our lawyers have thought this through very, very cleverly.
Uh-huh.
It will achieve the desired end, which is a fair election.
Okay, so is everybody going to be re-registered to show their proof of citizenship?
There's a process to go through for verification of citizenship. It's not difficult whatsoever. And we're confident that that process will be very easy, very simple. There will be no disruption. This initiative will actually be implemented in the very first election that we hold after it's passed by voters. So stay tuned on that front.
Okay.
Let's go to Sharon Field. Sharon? Oh no, I'm sorry. Susie. Sharon, I'll come back to you. Susie Ferris Indercom.
Yes, Carl. I had a question on your voter roll cleanup efforts. Judicial Watch won a lawsuit that is still in effect with California to have to clean it up. I'm wondering if you're in touch with Tom Fenton to get his engagement as well, because it's a one deal, and I think that would be great.
We are, and they just won another lawsuit against California this past week. Again, all of our lawyers have been working very closely together with a variety of the groups. This is a very common strategy, and that's why this is so important that we get it done, because this is like the tent pole, the umbrella strategy from which all these other efforts kind of dovetail into.
Terrific.
Let's go to Nikki Schwartz. Nikki, thanks for dialing in.
Hey, calling from San Clemente. I have a twofold question. My first one is if I decide for my home to be a distribution center, how do I verify? Because I am very concerned about Democrat infiltration. Your website is out there for everybody to see. If somebody's going to come up and pick up the petitions, how do I verify that they're legitimate?
You know what? If they want to come pick up petitions and waste paper, fine. I doubt they're going to do that. There's other things that they plan to do. They plan to sue us. They plan to call us names like racists. I don't worry about that too much. All that would be lost at that point is paper. What I
Yeah,
really
and a
want to
lot
make
of
sure-
hard work though.
No. Oh, no. Let me be quite clear. No. Distribution locations only give out blank petitions to volunteers. When volunteers come and turn in petitions, the only people you give those petitions to are us, Reform California.
That's what I'm
Because
saying. How do I
No. No one's going to
verify?
knock on your door. No one's going to come asking for those petitions. No. What you'll be, when you're a distribution center, we give you training and a protocol for once people turn in their signatures, call us when you get like a batch once a week, and we will have you FedEx them when there's enough, usually once a month. But we want to make sure just that you keep them safe at your location until you're ready to FedEx them to us, or we can easily just come pick them up, and the staff member will have an identity and a staff badge.
Okay, great. Second part of the question is, I know in the past there have been some incredibly ridiculous requirements for the signatures being within lines or whatever. Is that going to happen again? I mean, I know probably the Secretary of State controls that, but how much input do we have in terms of not making it so difficult to get a legitimate signature?
So we actually have the instructions that I just signed off on yesterday that are going to be slid into each mailer and that will be available online and that the volunteers are going to be trained on starting in September. It is difficult. The politicians don't like petitions. They make it intentionally confusing. So we do make sure people read the petition instructions. But more importantly, we have a video. We'll be giving you out a web URL. It's not up there yet, but it's going to be up soon, a video on how to complete the petition. It's actually at completepetition.com. We got that URL, completepetition.com. So when you go there, it takes you to a YouTube video and you watch step by step someone filling out the petition. So yes, it's very difficult, and that's why we ask for contact information when people sign up online, so that if their petition comes back with a flaw, we can contact them and have them submit a corrected one.
Okay, great. Thanks, Carl.
Carolyn Ruff, did you already ask your question? Did we get Carolyn already? Carolyn, unmute yourself if you haven't asked your question yet. You there? All right, and then we've got Sharon Field. Did you ask your question already?
Yes, asked and answered.
And then Cynthia Cuevas, you're up next.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I typed in a lot of questions. I don't know where to start. Okay, but first of all, when you put the listing of the Southern California event locations, was there a Northern California list? Because I totally missed it.
Yeah, if you go to the website, voteridevents.org, you'll have the
Okay.
entire list of all the events for October. We're going to add November and December as soon as we get them up there. But
Okay,
at least you
perfect.
can start out with the first kickoff of each of these areas in October.
Okay. Current voter registration lists, are they available from Reform California? Because I have one I got a few years ago when I
Oh
was.
yeah, we
canvassing.
have current lists, but when we activate volunteers, it's usually based upon a list for their neighborhood or online on our cell phone. So we would prefer that you use those resources because we update those lists all the time with people who return their ballots.
Okay. Which, you talked about 4 regions. Which one of the 4 regions is San Joaquin County in?
That I believe is in Region 3, but you'll have a staff member assigned to work exclusively with Region 3. So just
Okay.
hit reply on the email and say, I want to volunteer, I want to help with the events. How do I, I want to be a distribution location.
Okay. Speaking of distribution locations, I have a few locations that I was given by friends in a San Joaquin Conservatives that I'm going to start today, calling people and seeing if I can go talk to the business owner. If the business owner has questions about being a distribution center, who specifically can they talk to at Reform California if they want to talk to someone
Just
directly?
have them call the main line and say, I have questions, and it will be routed and people will call them back.
Okay, perfect.
There's not a lot of stuff that they have to store, by the way. There's a question from Chris T. How much stuff will a residential location have to store? Literally, a stack of petitions about this big, so paper on a kitchen counter is fine. When people return petitions, it might be, an inch thick. That's at most. Because once you get an inch of petitions, please send them back.
Okay,
And then maybe 5 or 10 little signs that are, little cardboard signs. You can put those in your garage. Very simple. There's not a lot of burden that these.
Okay, so basically it's petitions and they can take what, a bunch of them or however many they think.
Yeah,
they
you
need?
basically, when someone, comes to get their petitions, you just make sure that you have their contact information so that we can follow up with them to get those petitions back. Give them a copy of the petitions, ask them if they want to sign, and then wish them well. That's
Okay.
basically what people need in order to do the distribution. The more important part is when people say, I don't want to mail these petitions, so I'm going to drop them off at a distribution location. So you're like the safe house for a bunch of petitions that come in. You have two options: FedEx them to us, or bring them to our next event and turn them all in at once.
Yeah, I will tell them if they've got as many signatures as they think they can get to call me and I'll come get them. I don't want them floating
Wonderful.
around.
That's wonderful.
The Prunier's decision you talked about, how's that spelled?
Prunards. It was from the 1980s, a shopping center. It was favorable for freedom.
Okay.
John asks, what percentage does a measure need to pass? 50% plus one, not 2/3.
Okay. I'm sorry, PRUIN, what?
ARDS.
ARD.
Prunards. So
Okay, I was somewhat close in what I guessed.
there you go. Enjoy reading the case law.
Yeah, really. Just a couple more things. So
Real quick.
to vote, I thought to register to vote, people needed to provide, or will shortly need to provide, proof of citizenship.
Nope. In the state of California, you're just
Not
taking
in
it.
California, but eventually, if Congress actually gets their poop together and
They're
gets
not
them
going to pass
through.
that bill. No, the Senate Democrats won't let it through. That's why we got to
Yeah.
do it in California. So if we wait for the Senate, oh goodness.
Okay, I can tell you that what we call a real ID in California, I got one a couple of years ago. It more than qualifies as proof of citizenship. I'll tell you. Okay, and just so everybody knows, their signature on petitions must match exactly as they are registered to vote.
Correct.
I know this because I signed petitions wrong twice in the last 2 years.
And
I
that's
now
why we
know
have a
how I have to
validation
sign them.
center that will.
California Secretary of State website. It's easy to
Yep.
find.
That's what
Okay.
we look up and validate all the signatures on our end as well.
Perfect.
Okay, one last
that's
question.
all I have for now. Thank you.
That's all you have. All right. Okay, my friends, we are at the end of our 60-minute session. I always want to be respectful of people's time. I thank you all for participating. Again, your assignments: voter ID petition.org, get a bunch of people to sign up to request the petition. Second, if you're not already a volunteer, voter ID volunteer.org. Third, sign up for the events, voter ID events.org. And then finally, please volunteer to be a distribution center just by replying to one of my emails and letting us know you'll be a distribution center. Thanks so much, and we will see you at the next briefing, which is in 30 days from now.